Briony here from Kit Guru, and in this video I'm taking a look at the ASUS ROG Strix keyboard that I've got on the desk beside me here. It is a premium keyboard and therefore it retails at around £160. In this video I'm going to be letting you know if it is worth paying that higher price point. So aesthetically, I think this keyboard looks absolutely fantastic. It has a very nice sort of sleek black design and it's also quite eye-catching as well. It has a few unique aesthetic features that I really like. The top right hand corner of this keyboard features an angular cutout, and this allows for the customizable acrylic badge. In the box you get one which has the ROG logo on, and then you also get a blank slide that you can add your own design. I think that's quite a cool and unique feature. Our one has got the Kit Guru logo on. The body of the keyboard is sort of this two-tone design, which I think is a little bit unique as well. The majority of the body is finished in a matte black plastic, but there's also an angular area that has a sort of faux brushed aluminium finish. The branding on this keyboard is quite tasteful, with the Republic of Gamers name painted onto both the wrist rest and the side of the spacebar. There's also the Strix name etched into the side of the keyboard. I think it'd be hard pushed to find a keyboard that doesn't feature RGB lighting, and of course the ROG Strix Flare is no exception, except they do take it to an extra level as this keyboard features an underglow lighting strip on either side, and I think it actually creates a really beautiful effect on my desk. As you can see, the lighting is also really bright. I have my bright studio lights shining right down onto this keyboard, and you can still see the RGB lighting showing up nicely. There is of course also lots of customizable effects to choose between, and you can create your own using the ROG Armoury software. The overall build quality is in general very good. It does feel like a more expensive keyboard. However, I must admit I am a little bit disappointed that it doesn't have like aluminium or metal construction to the body. However, even though it doesn't have the metal construction and it is quite thin, it does have a good weight to it at 1.2 kilograms, and it still feels really sturdy. There's not really any flex to the body. The included wrist rest that comes with this keyboard is made of the same plastic as the body. It has the same sort of two-tone effect, so it matches nicely. It's also a good size and I found it really comfortable to use. It is held on passively, so it's nice and easy to take on and off, but I did find that it does sort of fall off if you do lift the keyboard to move it around. The underside of this keyboard does have a little bit of extra aesthetics going on as well. It has like a textured finish to it, and there's also a giant ROG logo on there as well, just in case you forget who made the keyboard. You'll also find the two flip out feet to adjust the height. They're coated in a sort of like soft touch rubber and work alongside the three rubber pads to stop the keyboard slipping around. There's a groove that runs along the underside of the keyboard and also under the wrist rest as well. I think it's just there to provide like an extra cable routing option for the very handy USB pass-through that this keyboard features. Of course, because it does have a USB pass-through, it has dual USB connectors. The cable itself is a good length at 2 meters, and it's also a nice thick braid as well, so it feels like it's made to last. The dedicated media keys on this keyboard are on the left hand side, which is a feature that I absolutely love. I think it shows some real thought has gone into the overall design, as it means your right hand never has to leave the mouse. The LED lighting on these keys isn't customizable like the rest of the keyboard, so I think that maybe might annoy a few people, but for me I think they look really nice anyway, and they do shine a nice bright white. The volume scroll wheel glides really smoothly and also mute the volume when pressed as well, which I think is a nice little extra feature. There's a button on there to lock the Windows key, and there's also a button to change the brightness between 5 different settings. There's a few extra shortcuts when using the function key. You can scroll between the different lighting modes, you can change profiles and also record macros on the fly. The keys on this keyboard feature the Republic of Gamers font, which is a little bit quirky, but I actually do quite like it. I think it matches the overall design quite nicely. It's also clear to read. The keys themselves are set in the body of the keyboard, so I do think it does make them a little bit more difficult to clean than having them raised off the body, but it does mean that ASUS has put this like nice white backing behind them, and I really think that helps to make the LEDs look much more vibrant. This keyboard uses the Cherry MX mechanical switches. On my particular review sample, it's got the red switches, but it's also available with brown, blue or black options. I think it's really good there's a wide range of switches to choose between with this keyboard, as I think there should be a switch in there to sort of cater for everyone. I definitely recommend looking into which sort of switch is right for you, but I personally prefer the linear reds for gaming on and the tactile browns for typing on. Every good gaming keyboard should of course have a 100% anti-ghosting and full NQ rollover, and thankfully the ROG Strix Flare has exactly that, so it means that every key press should register accurately while you're gaming. The software that this keyboard uses is the ROG Armoury software. I found it nice and sort of like easy and intuitive to use. I'm just going to take you through it so you can sort of take a look at the different features that it's got on offer. So I'll start off with the first page that appears. You can see this keyboard has of course got like 5 different profiles. It also has onboard storage as well, so it means that if you take the keyboard anywhere with you, it'll still remember all your sort of macros and settings, which is really handy. The Customize tab is how you can sort of basically change what each key does. There's lots of different options to sort of choose between on there, everything you sort of expect to set up macros and things. You can also sort of toggle the gaming mode, so you can disable certain functions to stop you sort of like accidentally alt-tabbing out of a game. The lighting tab is how you can change between all the different sort of lighting profiles that this keyboard has. There's quite a few decent presets on there. The custom effect option means you can layer different effects on top of each other and sort of create your own for different areas of the keyboard. It's pretty straightforward and easy to use, and I think it provides a good level of customization. The macro tab is where you can record your macros. This is once again pretty easy and intuitive to use. Press record, type some stuff in, press stop, and then you hit save and you created a new macro and you can add more and more. The only thing I think though is you can't edit them once they're recorded. I know some software you can. I haven't really found a way to do it. There's also a few extra settings on there as well when it comes to sort of like delay and how many times you want it to play and things. The sync tab, so if you've got any other ROG Armoury enabled peripherals, so like a mouse maybe, then you can synchronize all the lighting up on those. And there's also the statistics tab, which is a little bit of fun really. I haven't found a huge use for it. I think it just provides a little bit of extra data. You can basically hit record, and then when you're sort of gaming and things, it will record your keystrokes per minute and how many times you press a particular key. It's pretty basic. I think it could be a bit more advanced, but it's kind of pointless anyway, so it's just a little bit of fun. Overall, I do quite like the Armoury software, and I think it provides plenty of customization. Haven't had any problems with it crashing, and it basically just works, which is what you want from a piece of peripheral software. Overall, I do really like this keyboard. I definitely think it has a lot going for it. My only real issue is that I really wish the body was made out of metal instead of plastic. I don't think it's too much to ask for really, considering this keyboard's price point. Apart from that, it's an excellent keyboard. The features tick plenty of boxes, and it is also absolutely beautiful to look at. I think it's probably one of the most beautiful keyboards I've seen. The £160 price tag is definitely up there in price. I would definitely recommend sort of looking out for any offers or deals that make this keyboard a little bit more affordable, in which case I definitely think it's worth having. If you like this video from Kit Guru, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from Kit Guru, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and there is also a bell icon on there to make sure you get notifications every time a new video goes live.